Hi, this is Tony Pedregon, two-time Funny Car Champion, and you're listening to PRN Nitro Notes.
Welcome to Nitro Notes, presented by the Performance Racing Network. I'm Brandon Mudd. He may have retired, but legendary NHRA announcer Bob Frey still likes to tell stories, and Nitro Notes was fortunate enough to sit down with him recently at Indy. Like most racing fans, he remembers fondly his first drag racing experience.
When I went to ATCO in '64, the first time I went there, I watched the cars. I was really terribly disappointed because I thought we were going to a stock car race, and I got there and I looked at the track and it's going straight down. I went, wow, this is really going to be boring. And the first car went down the track and I loved it right away. I was hooked. In '66, I got the job working at ATCO Dragway, thanks to NASCAR. As a matter of fact, NASCAR was sanctioning races. The track announcer at ATCO got hired to go work their races, so the track needed somebody else to announce it. And as soon as I went up and announced my first car, I said, well, this is really, really cool. I can't say at that time that I wanted to make that a vocation, but I knew that at that time I liked it more than anything else I'd ever done.
In addition to calling races, Bob also had a career in wrestling, not in the ring, but as the announcer for what many consider the golden years of action within the squared circle.
I announced the wrestling 2 years after I started doing the drag racing. This was before the WWE. It was a guy named Ray Fabiani who eventually sold out to the WWE, and I went and I did an audition. I was looking for a sign. I really liked it. They told me that they would like me to go on tour with them, and I said, I really need a sign if this is what I'm meant to do. And to get over there to the audition, I had borrowed my mother-in-law's car and drove it over there, and when I came out, the car had been stolen. So I figured that's probably the sign that I wasn't supposed to do the wrestling. I've done horse racing and wrestling and boxing and every sport you can in high school and stuff, so I loved all the stuff. I had one talent in life, and I'm using the word talent in air quotes, and that was to talk. So I found a niche and people willing to pay me, and the rest, as they say.
And finally, many fans today feel NHRA doesn't have the excitement in its current form that the sport did back in the 60s and 70s. Frey is here to tell you the old days weren't necessarily what they were cracked up to be.
There's just two different eras. I am very fortunate to be able to have all the numbers from all the races. When somebody tells me, oh, they were the good old days back then, I said, yeah, it was 0.4 of a second from the number 1 to the number 16 qualifier, and the guys in the second half of the field never had a chance to win. Sure, there were a lot of cars. Sure, you could be working a day job and run a fuel dragster, but there were a lot of problems back then. I mean, you used to crash a lot of cars and killed a lot of guys, and it's a point of fact. If you look at it now, 300th of a second, in a pro class is not unusual. The quantity back then was certainly better. It was a different era, there's no doubt about that. The quality of the cars racing now is unequaled at any time. And again, I'm not trying to sell tickets or anything, but 16 cars will line up here at Indy for first round today in both eliminators, and 16 cars could win the race.
The NHRA returns to the Strip at Las Vegas Motor Speedway October 27th through the 30th for the NHRA Toyota Nationals. Get your tickets today by calling 1-800-644-4444. And don't forget to check us out at GoPRN.com, at Facebook.com/NitroNotes, and on iTunes.